Hello, and welcome to the 116th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Bruckert for an extra special event today. I have my lovely wife, Jean Bruckert, with me today, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a special on the importance of beer aging and making sure that you keep your beer within the guidelines of the type of beer. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to have a very special beer today. It's an Orval Trappist Ale. It's a pale ale from Belgium. And when I talk about beer aging, what I'm really trying to show you here is I have two beers. One of the beers is from 2018, which is well within the range of aging. It should age a certain amount of time. And then a beer from 2012, which is way past when this should have been drank. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Now, Orval is rated 94 out of 100, which is an outstanding beer. And it is. This is the #1 ranked pale ale in the world, Belgian pale ale in the world. So when you talk about a Belgian pale ale, this is it. This is the one. This is your daddy. This is a 6.9% alcohol by volume. And it is an excellent beer. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start working on this. And as we do it, we're going to talk about aging beer and why that's very important, okay? So we're going to start off with the first one, the one that's well within its guideline. This beer was born in 2018, okay? So it's about 2 years old. The average beer, they say, you should at least do 6 months of aging on an Orval. And I'm going to go ahead and pour it to give it time. Look at the amount of, you can't really see that, but look at the amount of head that you got just from that quick little pour. That nice, beautiful, golden, almost amber color that you get there. But this beer, like I said, is 2 years old. You should at least age this beer for 6 months. That's the key. You want to do at least 6 months on that.
So you're saying, so explain aging, because it was a 2018, but you should age it 6 months?
Well,
so what does that mean?
So when the beer is first born, you shouldn't drink it. Well, I mean, you can drink it. Some people really like it, but you're going to get a lot of more hoppiness on a fresh Orval. It needs time to mellow. It actually helps with adding like a fruitiness to the beer,
okay.
As to where if you drink it too soon and it hasn't had time to age, it's going to be a little bit hoppier. And I'm a fan of the hop. So, and my wife, not as much a fan of the hop. So this should be interesting. She might not even like this beer, but I wanted to have somebody so we could talk and compare the difference in the beers.
How long, if that's a 2018, how long should you keep that though?
Oh, very good question, Gene. Very good question. So Orval, according to the bottle, it says that you should not keep an Orval beer for more than 5 years. So this is in the window. This is in the 2-year window, which to me sounds about perfect in a 5-year aging process. So it'll be interesting to compare this beer to the one that expired 3 years ago. It was a 2012. So in 2017, it was done, according to them. But I've had beers that went well past their projected dates or what they said, and they were still good, but they lose some of their qualities. It might be the carbonation, there can be different things, or it could go completely sideways and taste rotten like vinegar. So you never know. So let's go ahead.
Try
it.
I'm sorry. Ready to try it.
Sorry, let's smell it first. What do you say?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and just give that initial.
Doesn't smell hoppy.
Does not smell hoppy.
Not at all.
I smell a fruity.
Gosh, almost more like a Heffy.
This beer is going to be special. Yeah. I can tell right now.
I'm not waiting.
She's not going to wait, but I can tell you, based on that, I almost smell a little bit of like a funk in there with the beer. We might have a new fan of the Orval. So let me go ahead and check this out.
Ooh, I don't taste any hops. I have to be honest with you. I do not taste the hops at all.
Now that does have a little bit of almost a farmhouse type, like the yeast that they use gives it a little bit of a.
It's not sour.
It's not sour, but I can't put my fingers on the taste, but it's
good. I like it. So this is 2 years old. Is what this is.
This is 2 years old, and this is excellent. This is a Trappist ale. You know, we've been talking about Trappist ales, and like I said, there's only 11 Trappist breweries in the world, and this is one of them, Orval.
Let's try the other one.
Okay.
I just want to try the other one because I want to see how they compare.
Okay. I'm just trying to talk about the beer.
But I want to see if it's bad.
Oh.
It is good. It is
I'll
really
be coming
good.
back to that. So let's see what happened to this one. My concern is with the age that it could have possibly gone bad.
Well, I want to compare the color.
The
and
first thing
everything
we'll
else,
know, the color. So if it has gone bad, it's going to probably be a little bit darker color, okay? It is not a darker color.
No.
It is not a darker color.
We may be drinking a lot of beer.
That's a good sign. And the other good sign, we get carbonation for a beer that expired 3 years ago. We are looking to have maybe something extra special. Oh, goodness. I'm very excited. I'm going to move this one over here.
Yeah, I got to keep them separate.
Now let's smell it. Let's see if we get that same. Now I do smell a little bit more.
It's a little more sour.
Of a sour note, and to me that could mean that it's starting to change. But if it is changing,
it doesn't. Yeah,
it's not changing
that much. There's something different though. There's definitely a difference.
Yeah. So anyway. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to dig into this here.
Not as smooth. It's got a little bit of a bite. Little bit. Not much. A little bit.
You know, I'm going to tell you right now that for a three years expired beer is delicious.
Don't you think it has a little bit of a bite? Not a lot, but there's something different. There's something different.
I think what it is, it's like on the edge. If we would have held onto this beer for 6 months from now,
like for some of the ones he has in the closet,
it could have gone. No, it could have gone really, really bad on us.
I mean, it's not bad,
but I think it's still excellent. I mean, I was surprised. I was almost convinced that this beer right here, when we poured it, was going to be bad, and I don't think it is at all. Cheers.
The head didn't last as long. You think that's anything to say?
And that could be it. One of the first things you lose on a beer that's overaged is the carbonation.
Okay. Because it didn't last as long as the head.
I watched a video the other day where a guy was drinking a 45-year-old barley wine. 45-year-old barley wine. Now, it didn't have any carbonation to it, but it was absolutely delicious. From watching the video, I was very envious and jealous. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this, make sure that you look at your beer bottles when you buy them. Look at the dates. It's very important because if you're drinking paying top dollar for a Trappist beer or something like that, you don't want something that's expired. Although I'll take this expired beer all day long, don't get me wrong. But make sure you check it out for your own good because you don't want to be drinking bad beer that you're paying top dollar for. Make sure you're getting it at the right, and if you're getting it too early, if it's so fresh that it's not even ready yet, which you won't get here on a Belgian beer because it'll take 6 months before it gets here anyway, probably a year. So you don't really have to worry about it in the U.S. coming with Trappist ales especially. But with other beers, you want to make sure you're drinking fresh beer. You don't want to buy stuff and then find out that it's no good. So make sure that if you've enjoyed this, tell your friends about Beer Issues. Make sure they tell their friends and their friends tell their friends until everybody knows about Beer Issues. And if you like cool t-shirts like my wife's lovely Beer Issues t-shirt, make sure you go to shop.beerissues.com to get your cool merchandise. And as my wife likes to say,
he has beer issues.
Cheers.
Cheers.